You just met someone. 30 seconds ago, they said their name, clearly, directly to your face, and it's already gone. Not fuzzy, not on the tip of your tongue, gone, like it was never said at all.
Meanwhile,
You can recall the exact shirt they were wearing, the way they laughed at something you said, a random detail about their job you weren't even trying to remember. Everything about that interaction stayed with you, except the one piece of information you actually needed. You've probably decided this means something uncomfortable about you, that you're careless, self-absorbed, not really paying attention to people the way you should. Here's what's actually happening, and once you understand it, you're going to realize this was never a memory problem at all. Let's start with something strange that memory researchers have known for decades. Names are uniquely, almost unfairly difficult for the human brain to hold on to. Harder than faces, harder than facts, harder than almost any other piece of information you encounter in a normal day. This isn't a flaw specific to you. It's called the Baker/Baker paradox, first described by psychologist Gordon Bauer. Here's the experiment. Two groups were shown the same photo of a man. One group was told his occupation, he's a baker. The other group was told his last name, Mr. Baker. Same word, same photo. Same information, essentially. But the group told his occupation remembered it significantly better than the group told his last name. Why could the exact same word be easier to remember in one context and harder in the other? Because baker, the occupation, connects to a rich web of meaning in your brain. Flour, ovens, bread, a mental image of what a baker actually does. Your brain has dozens of hooks to hang that word on, but baker, the surname, connects to nothing. It's an arbitrary label attached to a face, with no inherent meaning, no story, no context. Your brain has exactly one hook to hang it on, and if you're distracted for even a second when you hear it, that single hook fails, and the name is gone. This is why you can remember someone works in finance, but not what they're called. Finance connects to something. Their name connects to nothing. You were never bad at remembering people. You were experiencing a universal weakness in how memory actually works. Section 2, the neurological twist. But here's where it gets more personal and more revealing about who actually struggles with this the most. Forgetting a name isn't really a storage problem. Your brain briefly heard it. The information technically existed. It's an encoding problem. And encoding requires something very specific, full attention at the exact moment the name is spoken. Here's what's happening in the first 3 seconds of most introductions. The moment you hear someone's name, your brain is doing 5 things simultaneously. Processing their facial features, reading their tone and body language, preparing your own response, managing the social pressure of the moment, and, if you're anything like most people who struggle with this specifically, quietly worrying about how you're coming across. Researchers studying attention have a term for this, cognitive load, and name encoding requires nearly all of your available cognitive resources in that exact instant. Here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. The people who forget names the most easily are very often not careless or inattentive people in general. They're often the opposite. People whose minds are already running multiple threads at once. People managing social anxiety in the moment. People who are, ironically, overthinking the interaction itself. Your brain, in that critical 3-second window, was not idle. It was overloaded. Every ounce of processing power was being spent managing the moment itself. And the one piece of information that required a clean, undivided instant of attention got skipped entirely. This is why you can remember someone's shirt, their laugh, their job, all things absorbed passively over the following minutes, without needing a single dedicated moment of encoding. But their name needed exactly one thing you didn't have available, a completely clear 3 seconds. Now here's where this gets specific to you, because cognitive overload isn't the same experience for everyone. It tends to show up in one of 2 very different patterns. The first is what we'll call the multitasker. This is the person whose mind is naturally running several things at once, even in ordinary moments. Thinking about what to say next, noticing the room, half-tracking a dozen small things simultaneously. For the multitasker, a name is just one more input competing for space in a system that's already juggling 5 others, and it's often the one that loses. The second is the overthinker. This person isn't distracted by external inputs. The moment they're introduced, part of their mind quietly splits off to monitor how they're coming across. Did I smile enough? Did that sound awkward? Are they judging me? That self-monitoring loop consumes almost the exact same attention a name needed to encode properly. The name doesn't get crowded out by the room. It gets crowded out by self-consciousness. Here's what's interesting. Both patterns produce the exact same result. The name disappears, but they come from different places. And if you recognize yourself in one more than the other, that matters because it changes what you're actually working with. The multitasker isn't self-conscious. Their attention is just wide instead of deep. The overthinker isn't scattered. Their attention is deep, just aimed at the wrong target. Neither one is a flaw, but both patterns come at a real cost, and that cost is worth understanding clearly before we get to the fix. Section 3. The cost. And here's what this actually costs you, because it's rarely just the name itself. 1. The social anxiety compounds. Once you forget a name, the fear of forgetting the next one increases. You walk into every future introduction slightly braced for failure, which increases your cognitive load even further, making the next name even harder to catch. 2. The identity damage. Just like with focus and attention, people quietly translate this into a character flaw. I'm just bad with people. I don't really care about others the way I should. None of that is true, but it's what the pattern starts to feel like from the inside. 3. The awkward compounding moment. The longer you wait to admit you've forgotten a name, the more uncomfortable it becomes to ask. So people often avoid using anyone's name at all for the rest of a relationship, quietly limiting connection to avoid the risk of exposure. 4. The missed opportunity. Names are one of the most powerful tools for making someone feel seen. Dale Carnegie called a person's name the sweetest sound in any language for a reason. And every missed name is a missed moment of genuine connection. Not because you didn't care, but because your attention was somewhere else at exactly the wrong instant. Section 4. The answer. So here's what actually works. And it's not try to focus harder, because you already know that doesn't work under social pressure. The fix has to happen in that specific 3-second window, using a mechanism that doesn't rely on willpower. Step 1. Immediate repetition. The instant you hear the name, say it back. Nice to meet you, Sarah. This does something willpower can't. It forces a second encoding pass using a different channel, your own voice, not just your ears. Step 2. Build one hook. Remember the Baker paradox? Names fail because they have no hook, so give it one instantly. Sarah teaches yoga. Sarah, stretching. Any connection, even a strange or silly one, gives your brain something to hang the name on besides nothing. Step 3. Use it once more before you part. Using the name again within the same conversation, great meeting you, Sarah, creates a third encoding pass. 3 passes, spread across a few minutes, is often the exact difference between a name that vanishes and one that sticks. None of these 3 steps require more memory capacity. They require managing your attention at one specific moment, which is exactly the same underlying skill behind focus, behind deep work, behind staying present in any high-pressure moment. Which is why, if this pattern feels familiar, if your mind tends to run multiple threads at once, even in simple, everyday moments, it's often connected to the same root cause we cover in the focus reset. A nervous system that's rarely given a clean, undivided moment, whether that's for a name, a task, or a conversation that actually matters to you. But for now, just this: you were never bad with people. Your brain was simply overloaded at the exact instant it needed to be clear. Next time you meet someone, say their name back immediately. Give it one small hook. Use it once more before you go. 3 seconds of intention is all it was ever asking for. Subscribe to Inner Spark. We'll see you in the next one.